ahead of Dietmar Lacker from Germany on his 500cc Honda. Well, Jo Smets has had a great season this year, finally claiming that 500cc title. One he's been chasing for several seasons, riding for Huseberg, and now leading the challenge for Belgium. Well, Belgians are looking pretty good here. They've got some top riders in all of the classes. But the United States also very, very strong in the 500s, 250s and 125s classes. But Jo Smets, you can see, he's opened up a big lead in this first heat. 16 laps, that's around 50 kilometers of the track here in Slovakia. Fantastic challenge for the riders and for Jo Smets, putting into practice the sort of riding that we've seen from him all year long in the championship. Well, behind him, Ryan Hughes for the United States running in second place. Daryl King in third for New Zealand. And then Peter Johansson, top of the 125s at the moment, is Sébastien Tortelli for France. So he's giving the French a bit of an opportunity, but Stefan Everts is also well up in the 125cc class, another Belgian, remember. So it looks as though the Belgian's going to win overall. Jo Smets takes victory in the first heat, wins the 500cc class, and Stefan Everts finishing second in the 125cc class means good result for the Belgians all round. But the Americans are up there as well. Ryan Hughes in second position. So the second heat ready to get underway. Paul Cooper, by the way, was the top Brit in that first heat, finishing in 10th place. So after that one, only Belgium, United States and France can now win the Nations Cup. Great Britain are out of the equation. They're tied for 4th place with the Netherlands, and both of those are out of the equation in terms of taking overall victory now. As we get this second heat underway, it's the 125s, CCs, and the 500s. Rather, the 250s this time. The 250s and the 125s. The 500s will be out in the last heat. And it's Jeff Emig leading. The American on his 250 Yamaha takes the early lead. Emig, who's been racing in the States this year. Haven't seen him in Europe, but one of the top American riders, Yves de Maria, is pretty well up for France, and number 8. All in the group chasing him, Andrea Bartolini. Kurt Nichols in that group as well, number 2, the British rider. But up front, Jeff Emig, really beginning to pull away now. So this is looking good for the United States. Right behind, you can see Yves de Maria still in second place, number 8. France, however, still in with a chance of the Nations Cup, but they are 4 points behind Belgium and 2 points behind the United States after that first heat. Emig from de Maria, then Pit Bara, number 14, the German rider. But don't forget, the battle for the 125s is also important in terms of the Nations Cup. Jeff Emig leading on the 250 class. Leading overall as well. He's got Pit Bara closing up to him now, though. Pit Bara challenging for the lead. Number 14, the German rider, on his 250 Honda, and he goes through. In fact, Pit Bara goes ahead of Jeff Emig, and that's bad news from Emig's point of view in terms of getting the maximum points for the Americans on the 250. On the 125, Sébastien Tortelli for France is leading once again, but Stefan Everts is in second place for Belgium. So the Belgians scoring well. Also, Monique Beverts is going well in the 250 class. He's now, in fact, in third place. So Pit Bara for Germany, they're out of the hunt in terms of the Nation Cup. Second place for Jeff Emig for the United States. Third place for Monique Beverts for Belgium. It's pretty close between the United States and Belgium, and especially with Stefan Everts going well on the 125. Remember, Stefan Everts, this year's 250 champion, but he switched to 125 for this Nations Cup event. Pit Bara coming through towards the end of the race. And he knows he's coming round to take victory. An individual win No chance for Germany to take the title still, but a great performance. Second place for Jeff Emig. Good performance for the United States, but third place for Monique Beverts. For Belgium, Kurt Nickel finishes in fourth place, ahead of Yves de Maria. Sebastian Tortelli wins the 125 class, and Stefan Everts is second in the 125 class. So things really now, right up to the last race, the battle between the United States and Belgium. And the United States need to win both classes. We've got the 500s and the 250s in this final race. The United States need to win both the 500 class and the 250 class if they're to beat Belgium. Off they go. And Peter Johansson storming out early, and indeed we've got an incident already. Several riders down, and one of those, number 11, is Monique Beverts, the Belgian. So not good news for the Belgian team. They've lost one of their front runners already. This race had already been restarted once because the first start saw the starting gate not fall for Joel Smets, and they decided to stop the race, get it restarted. So we're watching the restart. Up front, Peter Johansson, number 19. The Swede, no chance in the Nations Cup for the Swedish team. Everybody watching the battle between the Americans and the Belgians. Looking good for the Americans at the moment, but Joel Smets is pretty well up. So Johansson leads. Here he goes on the number 19 bike. Second place for Pit Beider, number 14. Third place for Jeff Emig. Then there is Joel Smets, number 10. So Jeff Emig on the 250. Well, he really needs to take victory. He needs to win in the 250 class to have any chance of taking the title for the United States. Joel Smets is going well in the 500 class. If he can win the 500 class, doesn't matter what happens ahead of him on the 250s, then the title is Belgians. Pit Beider there, challenging Peter Johansson, goes through into the lead. So Beider on his 250 Honda now goes in front of Peter Johansson. Remember, Johansson's on a 500, so he effectively is ahead of Joel Smets in that class. Joel Smets running second in the 500 cc's. But Jeff Emig, the American, is also down in his class as well. Pit Beider leads. Everyone's getting pretty excited now, and the Americans particularly really charging to try and snatch the Nations Cup from the Belgians in this dying stages. Pit Beider opened up quite a healthy lead now, in fact. Battle for second place, Peter Johansson. But Jeff Emig looks as though he's got past him. Indeed he has. Jeff Emig now up into second place overall. Second in the 250 class. He's got to go after Pit Beider. He needs the maximum points for winning that 250 class. And meanwhile, there's a great battle going on behind him now. Joel Smets there has got ahead of Peter Johansson. So Smets now leads in the 500 class. It's all getting a bit confusing. Behind him's Kurt Nickel, number 2, the British rider, and he's on a 250, so Joel Smets, in terms of the class, doesn't need to worry quite so much about him. Kurt Nickel came pretty close to giving him a little tap there. Not far behind these two is Ryan Hughes as well, number 4. Watch out for him. He's in the background, another of the Americans. And he is in the same category as Joel Smets. So this is the challenge now. Number 10, Joel Smets, the Belgian, has got to stay ahead of number 4, Ryan Hughes, who's just in the background of the picture. You just see him. There's Kurt Nickel, and then it's Ryan Hughes. And Ryan Hughes is now the one really who's got the chance of taking the title for the Americans once again. There goes race lead. Well, no, second place, Jeff Emig. There is Joel Smets. Then Kurt Nickel. And then Ryan Hughes just flashing through the picture. It's intense stuff, this, and the honour of the Belgian team at stake. Joel Smets riding superbly well, champion in the 500 so far this year. There is Pit Beider, our race leader. He's on a 250, remember? And he's storming away once again, looking for another heat victory. We've already seen him win one. And he wants to make it 2 wins, even if... Oh, and he's lost it, he's off! Pit bar has crashed and goes out of the race, and cannot believe it. Let's take another look. Just looks as though he caught one of those ruts, yes. And off goes Pit Barra. Well, that means now that we've got Jeff Emig leading, the American. And there he is, and he's been ordered by his pit crew to slow things down to try and get Joel Smets under pressure from the other American, number 4. There he is, Ryan Hughes. Oh, and he's hit Kurt Nicholl. Kurt Nicholl's gone down. Ryan Hughes hits him, and that surely is the end of the chance for the Americans now. Number 4, Ryan Hughes, had to try and win in the 500 class. He had to beat Joel Smets. Jeff Emig is coming through to take the victory in the heat on the 250. But the Americans needed to win both classes, and Joel Smets is coming through to win the 500cc. Number 10, there he is, and he wins it. Belgium win the Nations Cup by just 1 point from the United States. Ryan Hughes came in 3rd place, Peter Johansson in 4th, and Kurt Nicholl in 5th place. But Belgium win the Nations Cup for the first time in 15 years. A superb achievement from the team. Stefan Evert's there to congratulate Joel Smets. He had to sit and watch after he did his bit in the 125cc category. There are the results of that 3rd heat, and although the Americans did a great job, the Belgian...
Kyseessä oli kauden viimeistä edellinen luokalle ja viimeinen B-luokalle. Ensimmäisessä B-luokan erässä Petri Toivonen piiskasi Hondansa 1. maaliin ja sarjajohtaja Jarno Lammila oli 4. Väliin kiilasivat Jarkko Lindroth sekä Sebastian Alatalo. Toisessa erässä Jarno Lammila venyi voittoon ja se riitti tuomaan Vantaan miehelle kotiradalla nuorten Suomen mestaruuden. Toisen erän 2. oli Jukka Punkari, joka sai myös SM-hopeaa. Eräsijoitukset 8 ja 6 saalistanut Antti Palmgren otti SM-pronssia. A-luokassa Miska Aaltonen oli ennakkosuosikki. Vaikka miehellä ei mestaruuteen enää ollut mahdollisuuksia, taskussa oli kuitenkin 4 ajetusta erästä 1 nelostila ja 3 voittoa. Miska ajoikin itsensä paalupaikalle. Heti ensimmäisessä startissa 32 pisteiden nälkäisen kuljettajan joukossa Miska Aaltonen syöksyi 0,5 tunnin ja 2 kierroksen mittaiseen urakkaan kärjessä. SM-sarjaa johtava Juha-Pekka Konttinen oli aikajojen 2. ja lähti taistelumielellä mukaan. Eikä alkukierroksilla Miska päässytkään kovin kauas Konttisesta. SM-sarjassa 2. oleva Toni Gröning luotsasi Kawasakiaan alkumatkasta sijalla 5, mutta lähestyi koko ajan parempia sijoja. Konttinen ja Gröning kuuluvat Miskan ohella Suomen Motocrossin tämän hetken kärkinimiin. Molemmat ajavat Super Trading-tiimissä, joka on auttanut kuskeja niin taloudellisesti kuin valmennuksessakin. Miska Aaltonen vetää letkaa ja kasvattaa johtomarginaaliaan. Konttinen varmistelee nyt tilannetta. Turkulaista ei ajamalla saa enää kiinni, mutta kakkostilankin tuomat pisteet ovat hyvä mestaruutta jahdattaessa. Toni Gröning sen sijaan saa tehdä hartiavoimin töitä. Ensin mies nousee 4. ja sitten hetkeä myöhemmin jo numerolla 8 ajaneen Mika Saarenkosken ohitse 3. paikalla. Numerolla 23 liikkuva Petteri Gustafsson oli SM3 Ruskeasanalle lähdettäessä ja pronssimitali kiinnostaa. Gustafsson on lopulta ensimmäisen erän 5. Kun aika ja kierrokset täyttyvät, ajaa Miska Aaltonen 1. ruutulipulle ja kasvattaa pistesaldoaan 20 pinnalla. Juha-Pekka Konttinen on yhtä selvä 2. ja jälleen askeleen lähempänä Suomen mestaruutta. Toni Gröning on ensimmäisen erän 3. ja Mika Saarenkoski 4. Toinen erä menee ensimmäisen toisintona. Miska Aaltonen hallitsee kisaa, mutta ei mitenkään ylivoimaisesti. Juha-Pekka Konttinen hiilostaa jälleen kannassa. Toni Gröning ei onnistu toisessa erässä. Kaatuminen heti ensimmäisessä mutkassa pudottaa miehen viimeiseksi. Sieltä alkaa ankara kiri, joka tuottaa lopulta 9. tilan. Se tarkoittaa sitä, että viimeisessä kisassa hopeasta taistellaan ankarasti Gröningin ja Miska Aaltosen välillä. Miska voittaa toisenkin erän vajaalla 2 sekunnilla ja täydet pisteet tietävät sitä, että Heinolan kisassa odotetaan mielenkiintoista taistelua. Miska nousee nyt SM-taulukon 3. vain 2 pinnan päähän Toni Gröningistä. Juha-Pekka Konttinen ottaa Ruskeasannalta toisen kakkostilan ja se vie miehen 41 pisteen SM-johtoon ja samalla Suomen mestaruuteen. Miska Aaltonen ei enää pääse kuin maksimissaan 3 pinnan päähän Konttisesta voittamalla molemmat erät Heinolassa ja Konttisen mahdollisesti jäädessä pisteen.
Down a